the NCAA belongs to Mendiola. The San Beda Red Lions repeat the three-peat and get their 17th championship. This day, San Beda College is the winningest team of all time in NCAA history. Destiny had a date with San Beda College, but in Game 2 of the finals, it flirted with Colegio de San Juan de Letran. After a blowout victory in Game 1 because of San Beda's 33-point fourth quarter, the bench of Letran stepped up in Game 2 and helped them claim a victory. Welcome to Game 3 of the finals here in the NCAA, brought to you by Sports 5. Both teams are ready, San Beda College and Colegio de San Juan de Letran. They've cemented their names in NCAA lore after delivering glory for San Beda College. Borgi Hermida, Abe King, Kaloy Loizaga, and of course Coach Frankie Lim. Today, new players carry the crimson, red, and white of San Beda College, where they will try to roar for 4 here at the Mall of Asia Arena. You can bet Ola Adeogun, Baseramer, and the captain, Rome De La Rosa, will all be doing their best to try and deliver title number 18. But on the other side of the floor, these players, these gentlemen have proudly carried the immaculate blue of Colegio de San Juan de Letran, Samboy Lim, Kirby Raimundo, Willie Miller, and RJ Hazul. And all these names will be supporting this new squad, hungry for redemption, the Colegio de San Juan de Letran Knights. And they are ready to rock and roll. The veterans, Kevin Kentracal, Mark Cruz, and Raymond Almazan, who is pro-bound, they will be doing their best here in game number 3. One last game, one last shot, game number 3 of the finals. Maraming salamat po for joining us here at the Mall of Asia Arena. James Velasquez on hand calling the action with the thriller, Willie Miller. One more game, one last shot for season 89.
When you bet na talaga magiging maganda tong game na to, karamihan they were waiting for the other players to join the PBA na kagad. Pero syempre, before you do that, you have to play your best muna dito sa last game nito championship na to.
And these two teams are the best of the best. Pag-usapan muna natin, Willie, of course, the defending champions hoping to get a rare 4-peat here in college basketball. San Beda College, 17 titles. In Game 1, they had a huge fourth quarter to carry them to victory.
Fourth quarter is talaga yung quarter na pinaka-importante na laro. You can win games sa fourth quarter, but you can lose games by just playing parang so-so lang. Pero once you get 33 points in the fourth quarter, it means big na kagad. It means that you were aggressive na defensively and offensively. That can get you a win kagad in the fourth quarter.
All right, let's welcome the third member of our broadcast panel, Ms. Riza Diaz, with this report.
James, tulad ng dati, isang misa ang dinaos sa dugout mismo ng San Beda Red Lions bago ang laro na to. It was attended by the players, the coaching staff, and some of the members of the San Beda community. Everybody was thanking God for game number 3. Ang sabi nila, the challenge of a do-or-die game only brings out the best in each and everybody. Kaya daw, isa daw tong malaking opportunity for everybody, all of them, to continue and add to that winning tradition na meron nga ang San Beda Red Lions. James?
Maraming salamat, Riza. Of course, San Beda College, very experienced in these type of situations. Yung crucial, yung just to get the game here in Game 3. They know how it is to win. But on the other side of the floor, Colegio de San Juan de Letran, they lost last year. And yung mga sugat na yun, I'm sure they're still fresh for Colegio de San Juan de Letran. They have 16 NCAA titles. And in Game 2, the bench responded to the call of Coach Kaloy Garcia.
Yeah, malaking tulong sa bench parate. Whatever happens with the first 5, sa top 5 nila, pag hindi nakatulong yung bench, even a little bit on defense, offense, pag mga little things, mahirapan talaga yung team of to win. Pero katulad nga lang nangyari sa Game 2, the bench step up, so maganda yung naging resulta para sa Letran.
Kasi alam mo na yung makukuha mo from Raymond Almazan, Mark Cruz, and Kevin Racal, and the bench really spelled the difference. Let's turn it over to Ay De La Cruz at courtside.
James, handang-handa na ang Letran Knights na mag-champion naman this season, and they've got the whole Letran community to back them up. Pero alam mo, James, napakalalim pala ng pinaghuhugutan ng motivation ng Letran Knights upang manalo today. Nakwento ni Raymond Almazan na sa press conference daw ng opening this season, dismayado sila dahil wala man lang daw nagbanggit kahit isang beses sa Letran bilang isa sa mga predicted strong teams this season. Kaya naman, lahat sila dun humugot ng lakas at inspirasyon para makarating dito sa finals. And now that they've reached this far, they've already proven them wrong, but the best way really to prove them wrong is by winning the championship. James?
Thank you, Ai. When it comes to Game 3, what matters now is just proving something to yourself. For both teams, talking about both teams.
Yeah, ang pinaka-importante kung sa kahugod nga nung nung gagawin mong goal para dito sa laro na to.
San Beda College and Colegio de San Juan de Letran. Game 3 of the finals. Next.
And the Letran Knights will book the first ticket into Season 89's finals here in the NCAA. Complete domination coming from the Knights.
Last year, tinapos tayo, kaya sana huwag natin sayangin yung pagkakataon na to. Tuloy lang natin ang laban, walang atas. Kaya huwag natin pakawalan ng opportunity nito para mag-champion ulit. Ito ay teamwork. Pare, wala akong paano sa individual award. Basta gusto ko lang this year, champion na sa team.
The mighty Red Lions, this big red machine, is going back to the finals. Another date with Colegio de San Juan de Letran.
Guys, let's show them we're the top team in this league. Let's get them, man.
Let's show them who has the heart of a champion.
Walang bibitaw, dapat tayo.
Animo San Beda, di magigiba. Don't forget, we are the defending champs. Let's score for 4.
Sara. And the off guard number 7, Basir Amir. The head coach of the Red Lions is Teodorico Boyet Fernandez. And now also gunning for their 17th title overall here on the Colegio de San Juan de Letran Knights. Power forward number 7 for Druaya. Forward number 16, Kevin Racal. The guard number 13, Ray Nambatak. Point guard number 9, Mark Cruz. And at center playing his last NCAA game, number 17, Raymond Almazan. The head coach of the Knights is Kaloy Garcia. The officials for this rubber match are Maynard Balyacer.
You can cut the tension with a knife here at the Mall of Asia Arena. Not every day do you get to be part of history. For San Beda College to be the #1 winningest team in the land, separating themselves from Letran if they win their 18th title today. For Colegio de San Juan de Letran, a chance to tie San Beda College with 17 titles overall. Game number 3, one last chance for both teams. And Colegio de San Juan de Letran winning the opening tip. Maraming salamat po for joining us live on TV5, Game 3 of the finals. James Velasquez on the mic, Willie the Thriller Miller, and I am joined by Mr. Nico Ramos here at the panel. And early on, you see Raymond Almazan, his last NCAA game, getting the first points for Letran.
James, ito yung kailangan iwasan ng San Beda. Ito yung nangyari in that Game 2. You let Letran, you let this crowd into it early. You give them confidence early. Bigyan mo ng angas. Itong Letran Knights na to. They become a completely different team. And here they go again with another steal. If you give them the confidence early on, mahirap ng pigilan ito Knights.
And Willie, itong Colegio de San Juan de Letran, as you see, Mark Cruz kicking it out to Druaya, who knocks down the jumper. This Letran team takes a lot of pride in this running game, and especially when they get the energy from the crowd.
Yeah. Pag player ka, dapat talaga umuhugot eh. Kailangan mo kumuha sa sixth man mo, kumbaga. Ang crowd, yan talaga nakapagpagana sa inyo.
But Rome De La Rosa on the other end, the captain of San Beda College, in the conversation I had with him, Nico, Rome De La Rosa had a really emotional pep talk to fire up his team here in game number 3. And hopefully San Beda can match the energy that Letran is showing early on.
Well, Rome is the remnants of the early San Beda championship teams. He's the veteran. He's the one who's seen it all. And he's the one who has been through all the tough battles. And for him, this is just another day in the office. But for some of the younger guys, on this team. Some of the guys who may not be as used to the tradition as he is, he has to fire them up and he has to tell them, pag nagwawala ng ganito yung Letran crowd, it's all okay and we can still be the champions that we are.
And Letran showing their fangs defensively. Kevin Cantracal going up high for the rejection. Zara, the inbounder, finds Amer, floats it up. Well short, Cruz the rebound. Letran again on the run. They are up by 2. Cruz. Turuaya chooses to drive. Almazan thought about it, but passes it to the wrong man or to no one at all. Natiga pa kay Rolly Manlapas ang Coliseum Barker. First turnover for Letran.
James Baser has to get going. Yung floater na tinira niya yung kanina, that's a shot that he makes all season long. That's a hammer shot. That's a finals MVP type of shot. We haven't seen that kind of level from him yet in these first 2 games. So if San Beda wants to clinch another championship, they have to rely on their finals MVP.
In game 1 of last season's finals, as Baser finds Ola Adeogun. This call, but basket counts for Ola Adeogun, and the San Beda College finally tying the game 4 points apiece.
Maganda yung pasa ginawa ni Baser sa situation niya. Yung one inside, ginawa niya yung yung defense ni Almazan and releasing it out to Ola the last segment.
Sinabi ni Coach Boyan dun really na they have to get Ola involved. Took only 2 shots game number 2. And Letran with another stop. Buoyed by this boisterous crowd here at the Mall of Asia Arena. Almazan with a drive, misses. And the Red Lions on the run. Amer finds Rome. Kicks it out. Sara open.
Smart pass by Rome.
That one halfway in, but Rakal mishandles the rebound.
James, you're right on the money there. It's unacceptable for Ola Adeogun to only take 2 shots. There's a lot of talent here para sa San Beda, but if you have a guy that big, that good, you have to give him more than 2 shots.
Let's hear from Ai de la Cruz.
Before the game started, Coach Caloy Garcia gave the Knights all the push that they needed. First, he started off by reiterating that everybody expects San Beda to win, so the pressure to win is on San Beda. And then he reminded them about last year's finals, Game 3, which they lost. At sabi niya, opportunity nyo nang bumawi ngayon. Lastly, sabi niya, the only reason why we beat San Beda is because we want to beat San Beda. So just give it your all. May license kayong mag-shoot, and if you miss, that's part of the game. Back to you, James Nico.
And you mentioned Nico and Willie on the top of our coverage. That's actually all the motivation that Letran needs. That Game 3 loss, they were blown out 67-39.
Yup, lahat ng mga losses nyo na makakatulong sa inyo, alam nyo na kung ano yung mga nagawa nyo mali. Siyempre yung pain inside, that's what will keep you going the next game. Yung pinaka-importante talaga.
Yeah, Willie's right on the money there. If you lose, mas mahirap kalabanin yung team na tinalo mo last year eh. That's why a lot of defending champions, they would choose to fight a different team. Mas gutom kasi yung tinalo mo na last year. Gusto kang gantihan.
Yeah.
And if you look into the eyes of this Letran team, I mean, they're not as talented on paper as San Beda. They almost never are. Pero yung toughness, yung tigas, saka yung gutom netong Knights, it's completely a different team we're seeing now in the finals than in the eliminations.
Here's De La Cruz for 3, knocks it down. Arthur De La Cruz had a big game, 23 points, and now he has 5 in game number 3.
I mean, really, how supremely talented etong si Art De La Cruz at that 4 position. He's the only guy who can really shoot that hook. Plus, in-extend niya yung laro niya. Last few games lang ng elimination na pumusang tumira ng Tresno. And now he's active in sa finals.
Yeah, with that kind of height also. Kumbaga, napaka-versatile nito ni De La Cruz. He can play 3, I think also. And then with his range, he's extending it out now para malaking tulong para sa San Beda mangyayari.
That's an additional weapon. Here's De La Cruz. Inside pass, Adeogun blocked up top. Excellent defense by Raymond Almazan. 9-4, San Beda College with the lead. Here's a batak behind the back. Gets it out to Cruz. Just misses on that one. And the Red Army trying to get their players into it. They are up 9-4. Halfway mark here in the first. Here's Sara. He has played splendidly from the end of the first round, or the second round, heading into the final 4 of the finals. And Ola Adeogun hammered. And this has been Letran's strategy, really, to double and triple team Ola whenever he has deep position in the paint.
Yeah, maybe that's why he only got 2 shots the last game. Pero, ang importante, makakuha siya ng touches inside.
And a timeout called on the floor. The Red Lions are up 9-4.
I get you one.
There are certain expectations that second-generation ballers get, and Arthur De La Cruz has been showing that he is worthy of rising above all of them. Excellent footwork, versatility, and an improved range. Nico Ramos, we've covered him since he started in the NCAA, and his artistry in the paint, his range, very dangerous, talking about Art De La Cruz.
I think the most important thing about Art is when you talk about him is his selflessness. Ola Adiogun would not be as effective if walang Art De La Cruz na bumibigay sa kanya from that high post position. And then when, like what Willie discussed, nag-adjust yung depensa ng Letran to contain Ola, Art said, it's okay, I'll take it upon myself. Just a wealth of skill para kay Art.
Look at Paseramer pressuring John Tambelling. And look at Paseramer get fired up as he forces a turnover on the Letran side of things.
James, that's what you're looking for from Paseramer. He's talented. He's the leader of this team. Pero gusto mong konting galit. Gusto mong konting intensity. You want to show it. You want it to exude from his school outside. Parang kapag malaki yung game, gusto mo yung big players mo. Medyo may pagkainis.
Ayun ang intensity na kailangan na hinahanap sa mga big players mo. It's not just the scoring, pero you have to control the game. Yun ang pinaka-importante sa loob eh.
You saw earlier, Letran only 2 of 7 from the field. And after the graphics, nakita natin Paseramer blocked up top by John Tambelling. And the bench of Letran played big in game number 2 early. Pinasok dito si John Tambelling. Hopefully, that'll mean points and better play for Colendas and Juan de Letran. They force a stop here. Red Lions on top, 11-4. Cruz hounded by the bigger Dan Sara. Cruz finding away, just couldn't finish. Beda with another stop. Beda pushing the tempo. Wisely pulling back out. Facing a double team. Inside, Kyle Pascual hit a jumper earlier. That one halfway in. Moves the rebound. Here's Almazan. No Ola to stop him. Tries to attack Kyle Pascual. Cruz with a getaway move. Almazan mishandles it, but recovers just in time to bank it in.
Good pass here din by Mark Krug. Si Raymond ngayon ang ginagawa, nag-aabang na lang siya ngayon sa loob para makakuha ng mga points.
Well, one travel deserves another. I thought Ola traveled earlier in his first basket. Raymond looked like he took steps in this side, pero all's well that ends well.
Letran still trailing 6-11. Here's Art, another one. Too strong though. Sara fighting hard for possession. Just couldn't save it. And Jojo Belorio, a veteran of this Letran team, is coming in for Coach Caloy Garcia. Let's hear now from Riza Diaz.
James, as bitter as it may seem, the Red Lions all watched game number 2. Bago yan yung laro na to. At ang sabi nga nila, it was a realization. It was for them to see for themselves what went wrong, and now they know what to do. What went wrong in game number 2? Ang sabi nga ni Coach Boyet Fernandez, kulang kami sa tapak. And now, a wanted Lion is just the hardest and the most dangerous on the court. James?
You know, last year, Nico, nung natalo din sila nung game 2 against Letran in overtime, a lot of them came out with this sense of urgency in game 3. And really, that defensive lockdown that they put on Colendas and Juan de Letran, as you see Dan Sara forcing a turnover, that's just probably only the adjustment that they need. And a timeout is called on the floor, 11-6, the Red Lions leading the Knights. Sino pinapanood yung kapon? Sino pinapanood yung kapon? Ah, okay.
Si Noel yun partner ko sa show. Si Gretchen will join us.
Bench score. San Beda muna, San Beda muna. Okay. They say a man's character is tested on the field of battle. You either rise or you fall. And in game 1 for San Beda College, they had several heroes, Willie, na nakita natin who responded to the call.
Yeah, makikita natin yung mga unsung heroes ng parang San Beda. Ivan, Ludovice, 11 points, Semerad 11, Abarcar 6, Semerad 6 points again, and Pascual 5 points. Yung 39 points nila against Letrans bench, 12 points lang sa bench players ng Letrans. Siguro yun yung inaalaw ng San Beda ngayon na mangyari. Hindi lang yung mga star players mo makakatulong sa iyo. Siyempre, kailangan din yung mga bench players.
Yeah, Willie's right. And in contrast, you look at what happened in game 2. You forced na si Art mag-heavy lifting na kailangan niya bumentetres and you only got 20 points out of your bench from 39 in that first game. So if hindi puputok si Baser, if they're not gonna get their usual numbers from Ola, they're gonna need all the other guys, much like in game 1, to be huge once again.
Yeah. Rahal giving up a foul against a hard-driving Ron De La Rosa. Another matchup that they've been watching for is the matchup at the small forward spot. It is at the second foul of Kevin Rahal. Wow, okay, something to look out for para dito kay Coach Caloy Garcia. His team is trailing 6-11. After 3 minutes left to play.
That's huge. I'm sorry, James, because K-Rax, he produces a lot of opportunities para dito sa Letran, and he lightens the load para dito kay Mark Cruz. We're seeing it in this possession. He's pretty much playing the one, trying to create, and it gets Mark Cruz a little bit of a breather.
Oh, Tamberi trying to set up Velorio. Read well by the San Beda defense. Amer pushing the tempo. De La Cruz inside for 2.
What a pass by Baser. The different kind of game face that Baser is having on right now. It's a perfectly run fast break.
Yeah, he's the one who's controlling the game by leashing out the ball parate. Hindi na muna siya na tumitingin sa tira niya ngayon. He's creating shots for his teammates.
San Beda getting a stop and a chance to extend this lead. Here's De La Rosa. Cruz the rebound. San Beda yung inaalat ngayon sa labas. Letra naman did not finish inside. Here's Cruz with a teardrop. That one halfway in. Velorio offensive rebound is blocked. San Beda clamping down defensively. Sara to De La Cruz. Well short on that one. San Beda just coming out with a different energy here in the first. Here's Cruz creating. Couldn't finish. Asking for a foul but none given.
Letran needs a bucket bad. A very, very big chance that San Beda opens up a big run here. All the momentum on their side.
Baser with a big man on him. Pinigay kay Kyle Pascual. The jumper. Just couldn't finish. And the offense slowing down here in the closing minutes of the first. Cruz forcing the issue, kicks it out. Rahal. Oh, but there's a call inside. Players being separated. Emotions are running high, Willie Miller.
You can expect that with game 3, last game of the season. So you cannot be playing soft this game. So kailangan talaga lahat ng intensity mo, defensively and offensively, ando doon parate.
Guys, I want to point out something. On the 2-minute mark kanina, pinapansin natin how Baseramer is playing completely differently from game 1 and game 2. He motioned, looked at his coach, and siya yung humingi ng sub. You know, that's a big thing for a young player. Game 3, obviously, reigning finals MVP ka, gusto mo bumawi. Gusto mo gumawa ng 40. But he's knowing that he needs a little bit of rest, and fresher legs might be better on the court. Siya na yung nagkusa, ask for a sub.
You know, picking your spots at the right time, conserving your energy.
Shows
for
a
when you
maturity
really
as
need
well
it.
of Baser.
Here's Ludovice running the point. 11 points in that game 1 victory. And a kickball violation of Mark Cruz. You know, Willie, sabi nito si Mark Cruz, yung kanyang right thumb was actually dislocated but played through the pain and led his team in scoring in game number 2. Just shows you the heart of Mark Cruz as you look at the turnover number 7 for Letran early in the first. Abarcar, he's been a thorn at the side of Letran. Here's Art, pinigay kay Ola. 5 left to shoot. Double team, then called for steps.
Incredible defense by Letran and Ola Diogo. Entire series long.
But you can see San Beda's looking for Ola na ngayon. Siguro, they cannot allow Ola to just take 2 shots in the game. Siyempre, with that kind of size, kailangan mong bigyan barat sa loob. That's a huge advantage kagad.
13-6, under a minute remaining here in the first. Fidel Castro also in for Letran. Almazan looking for an opening. Ball stolen away. There's De La Cruz showing the handles. Ariogo up high but fouled.
Want to talk more about Art De La Cruz? What about there? Getting the rebound, pushing the fast break, leading the break, surrounded by guards, was calm enough, identified his trailer, found his big man, hit him in the sweet spot.
Very rare, Willie, na makakita ka ng player at that position with so much versatility and smarts like Art De La Cruz.
Yeah, kukunti lang yung mga makikita mong player na ganyan na you can adjust from 3. Pwedeng 2, 3, 4, and 5. Depends on, kasi ganyan yung character ng isang player na makikita mo talagang gustong-gusto ng ball. With him, we could bring the ball down. Pwedeng isub sa point guard kung namong problema para lang ang big man ang
ball handler.
Yeah, additional ball handler. Big man, hindi mapipressure usually big man.
Belling closing seconds in the first and fishes a foul. John Tambelling had 8 points in game number 2, leading that bench mob. And Ola Ariogun will get a rest. David Semerad in his stead. But look at Ola still trying to spark his team with his energy. 7 seconds. Castro, Almazan trying to go strong, but fouled on the attempt. David Semerad with a duty foul.
San Beda's defense has been so good. It's one of the few times na nakita tayo ng half-court execution from Letran. They're gonna finish this first quarter most likely in single digits. In game 2, 20 yung ginawa nila in the first 10 minutes. This is really the pace that's being dictated by the Red Lions.
Yeah, they held Knights into every time they wanted to set a play, they hold him up to do one-on-one parate. So ganun pa-cover parate yung depensa ng San Beda.
And obviously Coach Boyet, gentleman, doing his homework, especially with this Letran team that likes to spread the wealth.
Well, you know, definitely in game 3 of a final series, I'm sure Willie can attest to this. Nagkakasawaan na kayo, kabisado mo na yung playbook ng kalaban. So, kailangan may panggulat ka rin.
Oo, kailangan meron kami tinatago pa sa baul mo eh. Hindi pwedeng puro yun na lang ng yun.
And there is a violation, double-dribble violation on Francis Abarcar, but not a lot of time left on the clock. Point 2. That is left on the clock. And San Beda College with a masterful job holding Letran to just single digits here in the first quarter.
Well, the refs have to check the clock here because obviously there should be a little bit more than 0.2 left.
Panasok na si Cal Pascual ni Coach Boyd Fernandez.
That's what Coach Caloy is saying. May oras pa dapat.
Here's Tambelling. That will not count even if it grazed the front of the rim. First quarter of game 3 in the books. San Beda College leading Colegio de San Juan de Letran 14-7. Ola Adeogun with that reverse layup earlier, trying to start strong inside for Druaya with a long jumper. He's feeling confident, but his team is still trailing. Arthur De La Cruz played splendid basketball, scoring, dishing, and even calling some plays. Baseramer and the Red Lions with the lead.
From the Mall of Asia Arena, welcome back to game number 3 of NCAA Season 89 Finals. Coach Boyet Fernandez describes Baseramer as their moon or parang buwan. Ang sabi niya, Baseramer doesn't even have to score. His mere presence inside is already a big difference. His gift is making everybody else around him look, feel, and do good. Isa nga daw yung talent na napakahirap hanapin. Kaya even if the stat sheet doesn't show, Baseramer still shines for the San Beda Red Lions. James?
Maraming salamat, Riz. Of course, Baseramer, interesting analogy though, comparing him to the moon, maybe to light up the darkness. But Baseramer, even during his high school days, he was an all-around guy. Rebounds, assists, steals. That's his impact.
Yeah, and you know, going with the metaphor of Baseramer being the moon of San Beda, if they want to come down on Letran as a massive tsunami, they're gonna need the gravitational pull of their moon. And whether it's scoring, whether it's rebounding, or whether it's, you know, reacting the way he did kanina, which Willie and I pointed out, napakalaking bagay nun, especially in a big game like this.
Yeah, importante para sa yung star player.
Yeah.
Na maging king. A hard fold there.
Ludovice trying to go up strong, but Kapawan was there to take the charge. Ludovice still on the floor. Shaken up, but he's back up on his 2 feet.
Dangerous looking ball. Wala kayo talaga.
But Ludovice is a tough kid. He's back up.
You can see that he's shaking his arm. Medyo yung pagbagsak niya na yun yun na naitukod niya
14-7, a 7-point lead for San Beda College against Colegio de San Juan de Letran. Here's the bench mob. Gabawan, Luib. There's Fidel Castro, John Tanbele. Luib kicks it out to Gabawan with the drive, flips it up, no go. Look at the Red Lions run. As Rando back defensively. Anthony Semra thought about it, chased off the three-point line. Marca driving left, looking for an opening. He is fouled.
And you can see so far in this ball game, we're gonna get the three-point attempts in just a second, but there's a blatant attempt from the Red Lions to attack the basket. In the first game, they took 33 pointers, which isn't really a good idea because you can't really point at anyone sa San Beda at sasabihin mo, three-point shooter to.
Yeah.
They no longer have the mellow limbs on this lineup na designated shooter talaga. So, obviously, nakita to ni Coach Boyd Fernandez and said, you know what? If it's not a super open three, isaksak natin. Let's see what we can get there.
Yeah, we have to keep your shot natin. Hindi nga naman talaga open. Kaya mo, you have to take more steps inside para lang itaas yung percentage ng tira mo. Hindi porket 3 points yung kailangan mo ng 3 points kagad. Siyempre, you have to look at the percentage mo rin.
Of course, yung art of picking those shots, especially what the defense is giving you.
Especially sa championship game, hindi pwede kung ano yung open yung nakagad yung tira mo. Kailangan you have to pick your shots.
Louis bullying his way in, but lost the ball. Here's Abarcar. Racing up the court. Locked up top by Belorio. But ball stays with San Beda College.
Airtight. The San Beda defense airtight right there. Francis could have done something else on that fast break, but as far as what Letran is able to do offensively, it's been slim pickings para sa Knights.
Ludovice, the inbounder. Full shot clock underneath the Red Lions. Marcar at the right wing, kicks it out. Ludovice with a penetration. Drops it off to Pascual. That's good. Money in the bank for Kyle Pascual.
Kyle is going to be huge because if they're not getting dominant MVP numbers from Ola Adiomo, they're going to need a different option at that center position, and they play completely different basketball if they're setting up the mid-range jumper ni Kyle.
Gabawan, trap. Pinagay mo na kay Luib. 5 left to shoot. Luib, desperation. And San Beda just unforgiving defensively. There's no other way to say it. And San Beda College on an 18-3 run.
Makikita mo, the defense of San Beda just stepped up. Doesn't matter kung first 5 nila nasa loob or yung bench players nila. Basta they have one thing in mind, is play defense all throughout the quarter.
And Nico, the points of San Beda College, hindi naman siya isang bugsulan eh. Hindi, possession by possession, they're also getting a lot of stops.
Well, they can afford to take, what I like to call a slow run. This 18-3 run isn't really a blitz.
Yeah.
But it's a slow run because Letran is able to bring down the ball. Inuubos nila yung shot clock ng Letran, but they're not getting good shots. They're getting deflections, they're getting blocks. So palitan tayo ng possession, sige, pero kami nakakashoot, kayo hindi.
Yeah, the problem with Letran right now is they're not executing their play well. So, nangyayari sa kanila na they end up sila parati sa breakdown na kagad. They're trying to execute play. Dahil sa defense ng San Beda, ano na kagad nila is nagawa na lang sila.
Here's Lapatak against Abarcar, sidesteps his way inside. The shot is short, challenged by the defense. Ball still loose, saved. And David Severan bringing it down for the Red Lions. Fresh possession for San Beda College. Pascual is open. And Cruz is on the run. Almazan ahead of the pack, lays it up and in. He gets the finish and the foul. Much needed points for Colegio de San Juan de Letran.
Yeah, maybe that will start something up from them. Right? Yung mga fast breaks nila, yung open na. Maybe they just need to have yung mga 2-on-1 breaks, 3-on-2s para just to have the advantage lang.
Well, Coach Boyd Fernandez is losing his mind on the sideline, asking for a travel. He has a case. He has a case. But, this is what you look at your Mark Cruz and your Raymond Almazans for kung ikaw yung Letran. If there are players na makakabog, if there are players na kakabahan, na shell shock looking up at a 9-point lead in Game 3 of the finals, it's not going to be these two guys. And if they can somehow re-spark their teammates into believing the way they believed in Game 2, then we can have a ball game.
Finally, Letran in twin digits, trailing by 8 points here in the second. Amer back on the floor. Anthony Semeran. And Almazan the rebound. They're making Raymond take the ball down, and Reynam Batak finally will set the table. Former Red Cup, former Squire squaring off. Rahal demanding the basketball. Will he attack? His defender pulls up, and he is fouled, to the disbelief of Art de la Cruz, who has set the check back in. Coach Caloy Garcia is forced to rely on his veterans now, because the bench is not producing like in Game 2. And you have to get those numbers from Al Cruz and Almazan.
Yeah. When wala nangyayari na sa yung bench, siyempre, as a coach, you have to rely on your vets pa rin. Kailangan mo pumunta dun sa yung first five, and then you already know that they're gonna do something good sa basketball. And then on the bench, you have to talk to your bench players na this is what you need to do. You need to step up kahit na anong mayari sa first five natin. Pero pag kayo nasa loob, you need to do something that will help the team.
Alright, let's listen in to Ai de la Cruz.
Coach Caloy Garcia woke up his voice. He asked, bakit ayaw nyo mag-go hard? Duwag pa kayo, huwag kayong maduwag sa Game 3. Tumitiklop tayo eh. Wake up, want the game. And he also said, tanggalin lang natin yung tigil at kaba. Okay tayo. Back to you, James.
But that's important, Willie. And now Reynam Batak forces an offensive foul. For any coach, you have to remind them of what their motivation is.
I think that's the gigil and kaba na sinasabi na Coach Caloy na tanggalin mo. So you have to play hard also, defensive and offensively. Ayun na yung sinasabi na hindi kailangan tayo magmadali, magigil. Although nanggigil ulit si Rakal sa possession na yun. So you just have to stay composed.
And I think, you know, it's very trademark Coach Caloy to ask, bakit ayaw nyo mag-go hard? I mean, you can't ask a player parati na i-shoot mo yung bola because sometimes they will miss. You can't ask a player na pigilan mo yung kalaban mo makascore because sometimes you're playing against good players. But you should always expect your players to go hard and to play hard.
Your effort, that's always there. Yung shooting mo mawawala, may iwanan sa depensa because of good players, but the effort should always be there and the energy.
Yeah, the effort and heart to play defense. Kahit na medyo alam mo, one step late ka na, pero andun ka pa rin para humabol. Ayun na nakikita ng mga coaches na hindi ka bumibigay.
And that's been the calling card of Letran. Kaya siguro there's a little bit of frustration from Coach Caloy.
But you can just see the turnovers. 7 sa San Beda at 12 sa Letran.
Well,
doon mo naman makikita yung defense ng San Beda. Yung turnovers na pinipilit nila makuha sa Letran.
Rahal still misses. Roaya with a cleanup job. And that could be just what the doctor ordered for Letran, that trail job and the effort from Ford Roaya.
Yeah. Yung effort na ganyan, yung mga second chance points. Alam mo na yung first shot nyo parate, alam mo contest nila Ola, nila Cruz. Pero doon ka pa rin to tell and get an offensive rebound to give yourself to give your team a second chance point.
Here's De La Rosa with a drive. Almost going in. And Almazan protecting it. This Letran crowd starting to come back to life.
James, the hero of the single run, Reynam Batak, forced an offensive foul on Maser, took the ball away from him and completely denied him on that last possession.
Reynam Batak on cue. Almazan to tip in. Second chance points working the way of Coleo de San Juan de Letran. The immaculate blue of Letran flying high. They are catching up 14-18 against San Beda College. Look at the effort here. Rakal misses on the drive. And Ford Ruaya, hard-working Ford Ruaya, getting the putback. And then the next possession, here's Ambatak finding an opening, and Almazan with the finish. You're looking at a packed Mall of Asia arena that is divided between red and blue, the fans coming in attendance. As you look at the chippy category of the game, loyalty is key. Pero ang barkada using the official school colors para ipakita ang school spirit at ang tero sa kahit anong barkada. Siyempre, ang favorite snack ng barkada, chippy. Kada bonding, chippy. Nico Letran going on a 7-0 run. Earlier it was 18-3 in favor of San Beda College, but the fans, of course, the crowd of Letran, that energy that you talked about is finally back for the Knights.
James, you're right. This Letran crowd, isa sa mga pinakamahirap na crowd na kalaban in all of college basketball. As you see the Batak force another offensive foul. Over the timeout, the Letran crowd just broke out a "We Want Boga" chant. I mean, that's how tough it is to play against a full packed house ng mga Letranista. And equally, it's the same if you're playing against San Beda. What an atmosphere we have here.
Yeah. And then after that timeout na sinabi ni Coach Kaloy na bakit kayo nakikigil, bakit kayo kinakabahan, bigla na nag-step up agad yung mga players nila.
Here's Cruz. The spin move. The jump shot. That's good. And Mark Cruz finally looking to get his game going. And his team down by just 2, 18-16. Crowd getting into it. Chance of defense and get that ball. Here's Abarcar looking for an opening. Ball almost stolen away. 5 left to shoot. Abarcar misses. Ola inside, also misses. And Raymond Almazan tough inside the paint. Cruz fires it up. Ruaya, he is fouled. You were saying, Nico, earlier, Angas. And now you are seeing it for Colea de San Juan de Letran. Let's look at the master move of the game. Cruz with a spin move and the finish brought to you by the new Master Facial Wash. Get that OG look with the new Master Facial Wash, including zero the couch control oil for up to 8 hours so you can put your game face on. Game face is on for Colea de San Juan de Letran.
Oh, you're right, James. I mean, the toughness that is that this Letran team has and has always had in their basketball program. It's just, minsan, to be honest, Letran doesn't really have that good of a team talent-wise. Pero there's just a certain audacity about the Knights culture that, you know what, pwedeng mas magaling kayo, pero hindi kami papayag na matalo kami. Or if tatalunin nyo man kami, it's gonna be very difficult.
Yeah, yun yung angas na sinasabi. Hindi pwedeng porket mas talented ang isang team bigla na lang magpaparaya yung isang team. So ito sa Letran, kahit na mas malaki kayo, mas magaling kayo, pero sila, they just have to play as a team, play hard, medyo a little rough. Siyempre, kailangan nyo lang kung pag may you have the disadvantage, you have to play rough defense to get through their minds na hindi pwedeng ganun-ganun na lang yung laro.
And the first foul called on Raymond Almazan. Let's hear from Ay de la Cruz at courtside.
Malaki na raw ang kinaibahan ng Letran sa finals last year at sa ngayon ayon kay Mark Cruz. Dati raw nagre-rely silang lahat kay Kevin Alas. Ngayon malaking bagay daw na maaasahan na ang kanilang bench. He believes that they're more focused and mature now at may end game composure sila. So he hopes na maging iba na rin ang outcome ng Game 3 ng finals this year. Back to you, James, Nico, and Will.
Thank you, Ai. But speaking of composure, Ola Areogun with that soft shot inside, giving San Beda a 3-point lead in the second. Cruz, last second pass on Ramal, open. And there was a foul on the attempt, so he will get 3 free throws.
This is just masterful. The second quarter para dito kay Mark Cruz. If you look at him, he's without question one of the most supremely talented, hardest working players in the NCAA. He has no business being on a college basketball court being only that small. Pero he's extremely talented, he works very hard and extremely smart. Had a jumper there, which is his shot, very makeable. Pero sabi niya, I need to get K-Rax going, gets it over to Rakal for the open shot.
Big Mac Andaya in attendance. Let's hear now from Riza Diaz.
James, mula kay Coach Boyet Fernandez, we cannot watch what Letran will do. We have to execute our own game plan according to plan. Yan ang sabi niya. Dagdag pa niya, we have to get our confidence back on offense. And how do we do that? We go to Ola Adeogun. James?
That sounds as good a game plan as any. Go to your strongest player, but Rakal, finally, we have a tie game. 20 points apiece.
And you can just see there's a last possession of San Beda. They try to attack inside, and they see Ola Adeogun getting the offensive rebound.
Here's Luip on the other end, gets the finish.
That's not Ola's fault. If you're a point guard and you drop that pass in, you have to be able to see kung merong guard na susulpot sa likod ng big man mo, and you have to guard him.
Yeah, 15-2 run para dito sa Letran. Pagkatapos ng 18-3 na naman ang San Beda the first.
Top pass inside. Ariogun is fouled. That's going to be the second foul, I think, on Raymond Almazan. Just sticking to their game plan.
What a pass by Ivan Ludovice. I mean, it doesn't count for an assist. Pero in Game 3, all this pressure, tas tatapong ka ng ganun kahirap na pasa.
Angle ang pasa. Napakadelikado. Pero alam mo naman siguro yung communication at saka yung eye contact ng dalawang players from the guard to the big ang pinaka-importante. Kahit na anong klaseng pasa, basta meron kayong communication at saka yung kumbaga nagkakaintindihan kayong dalawa. Yun ang ano, sasaluhin at sasaluhin.
Ola breaks 2 free throws.
1 out of 4 is Ola here.
1 out of 4 pa sa kanyang free throw. Pero although you have that inside presence, ayun na pa rin malaking importansya para dito sa Beda.
Under 4 minutes remaining here in the second. Here's Almazan in the post, backing down, kicks it up. Cruz saves it. Ruaya floats it up. That's good for Ford Ruaya.
What an assist by Mark Cruz. You want a nice pass from Ludovice on one end?
Saving the ball from the outside, dishing up behind the back pass.
Cruz with a pull-up, kicks it out to Louis last second, and he will set the table. Dancing with his defender, floats it up. That's good for Mark Cruz.
Micro Mark Cruz with the biggest heart in the world. What a play from Mark.
The biggest lead now for Colet de San Juan de Letran at 6 points, and a foul is given up at the other end. Ito yung sinasabi ni Nico kanina, Willie, yung waves and waves of the attacks that you can expect from Letran. San Beda College was playing excellent defense earlier, but Letran waking up here in the second quarter. Ford Ruaya, Mark Cruz, rookies and veterans stepping up, and Letran up by 6. In any level of basketball, in any team, there is always room for a hard worker and a hustler. For Letran, it is Ford Ruaya.
Yeah, with that kind of intensity, kailangan mo talaga maghanap ng mga ganyang klase player na will not look for their shot, pero kung bibigyan ka ng mga offensive rebound to get second chance point para sa inyong mga teams, or yung mga intensity rebounds lang na talaga para lang tatapik-tapik, depensa sa mga malalaki. Ayan ang mga gandang mga players na makasama.
And you know, of all the highlights that Ford had in that game too, yung second quarter conversion na yung huling clip natin doon where he flexed his muscles in front of the San Beda crowd, that really, you know, created an impact sa akin dahil if you're a young player, hindi mo gagawin yun eh. Karamihan sa mga young player, hindi ka titingin sa crowd ng iba tao. But you know, he realizes this is the final. And every basket counts. And that's just the kind of emotion that he plays with it. Sometimes you live with it, sometimes you die with it. But so far, si Coach Kaloy nire-reward din si Ruaya.
With that, you have to make an impact. May papakita mo sa kalaban mo na hindi ka basta-basta eh.
Hindi ako takot.
Yeah, hindi ako takot.
Speaking of fearless, a fearless defender is Dan Sara. And Mark Cruz is whistled for a foul. These two guys have been going at it, especially on the defensive end. Dan Sara, he has the unenviable job of trying to contain this little tornado that is Mark Cruz.
James, I'm a huge fan of of Dan Sara and his resilience because of what has happened in his collegiate career.
Yeah.
Was initially suited up and was supposed to have a spot in the LaSalle program. But, you know, things didn't work out for him there. Went to San Beda, played behind Baser, played behind Ludovice, Abarcar, and Koga. And then, you know, with Koga's suspension, all of a sudden, kinailangan siyang hugutin ni Coach Boyd Fernandez. Remained a professional, played big, was always prepared. And now he's having a huge impact in the finals.
Here's Cruz, dancing with the defense. Spins away, creates, tips it back up and in.
My goodness, did Mark Cruz just get the tip in over Ola Adiogun?
Incredible finish for Mark Cruz.
I have seen it all.
And a 6-point lead for Letran. Here's De La Cruz. Misses the three. And ball goes the other way.
Every timeout, you can just see Nico and James. Sa kada timeout, may ibang nangyayari sa kada team. Nag-a-adjust kagad yung both coaches na pag nakikita namin lumalambot yung depensa ng kabila, na timeout sila, sasabihin yung mga players nila. Pagpasok pala, mag-iiba na kagad yung depensa.
And Mark Cruz already with 16 points in the game. Or 6 points rather. But those are impact points. Para dito kay Mark Cruz.
And that last 2 points of it should count for 10.
Yeah, with that kind of offensive rebound over Ola.
Here's De La Rosa, finds an opening. Mark De La Cruz, the hook shot doesn't go. But a foul called on Ola Adiogun. Mark Cruz giving him a friendly tap.
Yeah, then si Mark Cruz na nandun sa ilalim na kaya siya natawagan ng offensive rebound.
Another 2 minutes remaining here in the second. Both squads in penalty. Al Pascual checking back in.
Natawagan ng offensive foul si Ola, then si Mark Cruz sa ilalim nag-aabang na makuha niya yung rebound at bababa ng bola at si Mark Cruz para
You know, sometimes they say na may mga tao who are too brave for their own good. I think someday we will get to a point where Mark Cruz will realize masyado akong matapang for my own good. But just the incredible amount of bravery, of courage that Mark Cruz has to be underneath, fighting it out with Ola Adiogun. I think he exemplifies the Letran spirit in the sense na I don't have all the skills, I don't have the height or the body, but meron ako talent, smarts, and for lack of a better term, tigas ng mukha to go up against you.
And Letran taking a 7-point lead. Under 2 minutes left to play here in the second.
Seth has to pause them down here to get the ball to Abel.
I agree. Pascual back to Sara. 9 left on the shot clock. Sara with a crossover. Picks up his dribble. Here's Mark De La Cruz. Floats it up. Too strong. Racal mishandles it. Ball stays with San Beda.
This is where if you're a veteran team like San Beda, you keep doing what you're doing because that's a shot that Art will make 9 times out of 10. That was the anomaly, he missed it there, but if you run the same thing, he's going to give you 2 points.
De La Rosa inside. Goaltending finally stopping the bleeding for San Beda College. Under a minute left. Here in the second quarter when Letran has woken up here in Game 3 of the finals. Mahal. He wants a clear out. Melorio, open. Just too strong. Amer the rebound. And he is pushing the pace. Active hands on defense by Jojo Melorio. 2-second differential between game and shot clock. Cruz wants the ball in his hands. Dan Sara sticking to him like white on rice. Cruz with a crossover. Almost a step back. Louis will fire. De La Rosa looking up at the clock. He has time to fire it up. De La Cruz, last second. And that one just rattles out. San Beda College had a masterful defensive job taking the lead in the first quarter. But here in the second, Letran will take a 6-point lead. 30-24, Coach Boyd Fernandez will have to make some adjustments because this Knights team, the memory of that Game 3 loss from last year is still fresh. The wounds still hurt. And they are up by 6 here in Game 3 of the finals, live on TV5.
defending champions and Beda Red Lions and Letran Knights. And with me now is the wife of Mr. Raymond Almazan, Mrs. Liza Almazan. Hi! Gaano kayo kinakabahan para kay Raymond?
Sobrang hindi ako nakatulog kagabi. Tapos basta lagi ko nire-remind si Raymond na kaya nila yan. Basta pakita niya yung best niya. Gawin niya lahat ng makakaya niya para bago siya umalis sa Letran, mag-champion sila.
Kwentuhan niyo naman po kami, ano po yung mga bagay na hindi alam ng nakararami tungkol kay Raymond?
Bilang asawa.
Ayun po.
Sobrang mabait, maasikaso, malalahanin, ganyan. Kahit pagod na siya, nandiyan yung inaasikaso niya ako.
Kung may masasabi po kayo ngayon kay Raymond, ano po yun? Kung may masasabi kayo kay Raymond, ano yun?
Ngayon, sana good luck sa giman. Galingan mo, basta ano lang, tiwala lang.
Thank you so much, Ms. Liza Almazan. Ngayon naman kasama ko, one of Letran's alumnus and isa sa mga prized PBA players, Mr. Kirby Raimundo. Hi, Sir Kirby.
Hi, good afternoon.
Usually po, pag ganitong halftime, pumupunta po kayo sa dugout ng Letran para mag-advise sa kanila. So ano po yung sasabihin niyo sa kanila ngayon kung nakakausap niyo sila ngayon?
Actually, nasabi ko na kahapon na last year, remember kung ano yung ginawa nila last year sa atin. So, it's enough motivation for them na manalo ngayon.
Ano po bang tingin niyo so far sa buong game? Ano po ang analysis niyo?
Tingin ko sa amin to. Tingin ko sa amin.
Simply put, thank you, Mr. Kirby Raimundo. Ano naman nangyayari dyan ngayon, Riza?
Ayi, kasama ko dito, former Red Lion, Carmelo Lim. Melo, it's nice to see you back in the game. At kahit hindi ka na naglalaro, nakikita kita sa sideline na parang ikaw yung mas kinakabahan.
Oh, super. I think kaya pa naman nila makabalik. It's just that they have to play tremendous defense and they have to trust one another din talaga in order for them to win this fourth straight championship.
Being on the other side of the game, hindi ka naglalaro, you're with the fans. Describe to me the feeling na naghahabol ang team nyo ngayon.
Nakakaba.